I always found it interesting when I'm at the gym, from my observation. Men are always on the same machines while women are also on their specific machines. It's like men and women want to build specific muscles only for specific body parts. For the men, I see upper body strictly. Sometimes you'll do the calves or leg presses, but it's not as seriously intense as when they do upper body. You know what I'm saying? And for women, it's mostly lower body or core. I see them working out. And it's obvious why these body parts are prioritized differently. Beauty standards, right? But I've seen people say that they find women with muscles unattractive. Like this picture right here. I put it on the screen right here. Like, yo, hey, how is this not attractive? I find this very attractive here. I don't know. Listen, I found this specific picture on Instagram, right? And people in the comments, I'll point out one specifically here. The comment says, I respect the grind, but I don't like muscular arms on a woman. I mean, this is very, very odd to me, and I'll tell you why. How someone treats their body tends to be a reflection of how they treat themselves. When I see someone, a man or woman, who is fit or in shape, I tend to be more open to listening to them. And many people do the same. I'll give you a perfect example to prove that I'm not the only one who feels this way. And many people don't even think about how true that is. YouTube keeps recommending this Ashton Hall guy to me, right? I'm sure you've seen some of his clips, the morning routine guy, right? Which I obviously think he's exaggerating for entertainment purposes. I watched a few of them. It's comical, it's entertaining. It's YouTube's entertaining. But I believe a good percentage of his success is not only because of his exaggerated morning routine videos, but because people clicked on his videos due to his physique. They see the thumbnail, they see someone with a physique like this, whether you think bro was on the juice or not, it will make you more curious to what's going on here. People are simply more inclined to engage or listen to someone that has something that you find interesting. People are curious to what this guy does to achieve his success, assuming there is physical or financial or even mental success. Like this guy is brolic. He's talking about his routine. You're like, curious, huh? I kind of want to get brolic too. What's this guy doing? You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. My point is, regardless of how you feel about him, right? Ashton Hall or whatever, or what you know about him, this is what makes people more open to engage with you. So going all the way back to women with a strong physique or muscular physique, I already have an open assumption to where she may be at mentally. When I see someone like this, I sense fortitude, or at least a generally strong mental space. Look, and why do I assume that? How do I assume just because someone works out, they're mentally strong, right? People underestimate or overlook, especially those who don't work out like ever, or they're the ones who fall out of this. People overlook and underestimate how difficult it is to consistently work out. Working out, being consistent, eating right is very challenging. Everyone says they could do it. Yeah, if I just start working out, I'm just gonna start working out. Yeah. You people work out, right? People will do their workout. They'll start eating right. They'll get on their diet and everything like that, and they'll do it for like a few weeks, a few months, a quarter cycle of a year, then stop. You know why? Because it's time consuming. It's a lifestyle. It requires you to be mentally and physically push yourself. And that's not easy to do. That is very challenging, especially with the other challenges you have in life. So when I see, a man or a woman and who is in good shape, but since we're talking about women's position, when I see a woman who is in this shape, I assume she has tough skin or she's mentally strong. Don't get it twisted. This doesn't imply she's not crazy or emotionally unhinged. Doesn't mean that she has opinions that I agree with, but she does have some push to her, some consistency in her. She has a mental drive inside of her. And I like women who are mentally strong. I like women who have a drive. I like women who are consistent. That shows some sort of stability, even though, again, doesn't imply she's not crazy or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? At least it shows that she's consistent, right? Persistent. I think men who aren't into this, I'm not saying all men, by the way, men who don't find this attractive, but I feel like some people, they just feel insecure or emasculated seeing a woman who is stronger than them or more consistent or has a better drive than them. Maybe there's something about that that doesn't make them feel like a man, or they're not man enough. But again, I don't think all men feel this way. I just suspect some do, though. Maybe more than usual, but they don't want to admit it. Maybe some feel like it's not feminine enough, which, you know, I heavily disagree with that. They say, like, this isn't feminine, a girl with muscles. Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me, because I feel like being feminine is not about your physical traits, like your muscle tone or body tone. It's about your personal expression. You can be any body type, but still have, quote, feminine traits. You like feminine traits like being soft and delicate, nurturing, and so forth. Just because their body doesn't reflect something traditional, it doesn't mean they lack feminine traits. Here's another proof of concept. A lot of men have feminine traits. A lot of men are more feminine than masculine, yet you don't got the conventional or traditional female body. Like, hey, yo, you know what I'm saying? You really girly, bro. So, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying, I think judging someone's physical attributes is not a proper measure for how masculine or feminine they are. I know a lot of men who are masculine who aren't muscular. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. I think someone's physical attributes, it's a better measure for how someone takes care of themselves or their mental fortitude. But again, no judgment is 100% correct about this. Just because someone works out, it doesn't mean like they're like, they got it all figured out. But it does tell you something about them. It does tell you something about how persistent they are, how consistent, how much they care, how much they are willing to stick with something. Because a lot of people, they pick something up and put it down. Like I mentioned, some people just work out for a few weeks. They get on a good diet for a few weeks or a few months. They can't push through it. They can't finish. Like, that says something about somebody as well. And people don't want to hear the harsh truth about that. That's just how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? This episode is found on Spotify and YouTube. I'm out.